It's been almost 2 years ago when I visited my family in Crete around December 2021. And I decided to visit what was at the time the #1 restaurant in Heraklion in Crete, according to TripAdvisor. And I went there with my nephews. It was just about when the lockdown in Greece due to COVID was being eased, so restaurants were slowly opening to business again. And I decided to visit there. We're now 2 years later, June 2023, and this particular restaurant is still #1 of the Heraklion restaurants in Crete. So today I decided to post the video of my visit over there because it's definitely one of the restaurants you should definitely visit if you go to Crete. Welcome to the Greekosophy channel, everybody. My name is Stam, and today I'm gonna tell you about the Avli Restaurant. Keep watching. Now, before I begin, I would like to sincerely apologize to the owners of Avli Restaurant because, as I said, I filmed this particular visit almost 2 years ago, and even though I used some of the footage in some other Greekosophy videos, for some reason I never got to upload any video specific about this restaurant, and it thoroughly deserves its own video. So better late than never. It's still #1 on TripAdvisor, and therefore it's still a valid reason, not because it's #1, but because I thoroughly enjoyed my visit, to actually make a video on its own right. First things first, the name Avli means yard or courtyard in Greece. And to be honest, I'm not going to give you a video as to where it is because it's very hard to find. So I can give you the addresses and the links to its websites in the description of the video. And the reason it's very hard to find is because it's located in the center of the city, but it's in a sort of covered alley with other shops. So you can look at your GPS where it says, oh, you're almost there, and you're looking around and you cannot see it. And all you can see is a tiny sign towards the entrance of one of those alleyways. So that's the only way really that you can see that Avli is there. So you walk inside this alleyway and towards the end you can see its entrance. It's a small place. It kind of leads you to a courtyard where you sit outside. And it's a family-run restaurant. The day we went there, it was the mother that was doing the cooking in the kitchen together with another or two other people. The daughter was serving. And what attracted me in that restaurant and I wanted to visit is not because it was the #1. You know, TripAdvisor does not necessarily mean that a restaurant who's at #1 is the best restaurant. What attracted me was because I read a lot of reviews and it had a great way of promoting Cretan wines. They have their own wine online store, and it's a great way of promoting local wines. But also, they were very popular for serving traditional Cretan dishes, which is basically what I wanted to show you today. Luckily, when I mentioned to my family that I would like to visit that restaurant, they already knew the restaurant. And you know, they could tell me that yes, the cuisine is great over there.
Γιατί μπορεί να έχει κόσμο.
Εδώ έχουμε...
Περίμενε.
Αμφόγαλο. Α, φέρτε αυτό το τραβάω.
Και το ψωμί το αχνιστό να δείξει.
Ναι, βάλτε αυτό καθόλου εκεί να ανοίξετε να...
Δεν τα ανοίγουμε αυτό, το κάνουμε χωρίς τώρα.
Είσοδος. Πάντως οι αυλοί φαίνονται εντυπωσιακοί.
Και τα πιτάκια. Ωραία. Ωραίο μερεμέτσι.
Αυτός είναι ανθότερος του.
Αυτό μοιάζει με τα λαγάνι.
Με τα λαγάνι μοιάζει, αλλά είναι ανθότερος.
Ανθότερος είναι.
Ανθότερος χάρας.
Ανθότερος χάρας έλεγε το.
Με τα λαγάνι τον πέρασες εσύ.
Και με χαλούμι.
Ξεκινάμε. Ανθόγαλο.
The proper way. Είναι αυτό.
Σε τραβάω.
Ναι, το απόλυτο θα έρθει όταν έρθουν οι πατάτες τηγανιτές.
Ωραίο.
Όλα πάρε ένα αυλό.
Αυτό είναι αυλή. Εγώ θα το κάνω έτσι για να...
Α, είναι με λαχανικά μέσα. Κρίμα.
Μανιτάρια. Σάλτσα μουστάρδας. Εγώ το πάω από εδώ.
Θέλει κάποιος να πάει και αυτό.
Εγώ θα τον αυλώ. Ίσως να άξιζε, δεν σ' αρέσει.
Δεν είμαι φαν το
Μανιταριών.
μανιτάρια, πιπεριά και όλα αυτά έτσι. Μόνο μαγειρεμένα.
Πολύ ωραίο.
Αυτό είναι πολύ ωραίο.
Το πήρε.
I'm going to slightly pause the video here because I need also to explain what dishes you're seeing there. Now, this dish over here, it's called anthogalo. And anthogalo sometimes is referred to as the flour of milk. It's made by removing the fat of goat's milk and adding salt, and it creates a nice thick texture. And you can use it as a filling in pies, but on its own as well, as you can see here, spread over bread. My nephew Alexandro says that he said at some point, wait until the chips arrive. So maybe if you top it on the chips, it will look delicious. But it was really nice, flavorsome, velvety in your mouth. Its texture is a little bit like Greek yogurt, but with regards to flavor, amazing. The other dish over here, it's called avli. Not avli as in courtyard, but avli as in flutes. I haven't heard of any traditional Cretan dish called avli, so most probably it's a signature dish of the restaurant. It was nice, crispy on the outside, fillings of mushrooms and other vegetables in there, in mustard sauce. My other nephew George wasn't a fan of it because he is more of a meat and casserole dishes fellow. His vegetable array of favorite dishes is very limited. But me and Alexander loved the dish as well.
Το κακό είναι ότι έχει μια καθυστέρηση εδώ το βίντεο. Και εγώ το παλεύω.
Ευχαριστούμε.
Λοιπόν, μισό λεπτό τώρα.
Ναι, ή όχι. Να φάμε αυτό είναι ζεστό ακόμα.
Ναι, μισό λεπτό
Και
τώρα.
παγώσει θα είναι.
Εδώ που λέτε έχουμε τους ασκορβουλάκι. Ασκορβουλάκους, δηλαδή ασκορβουλάκι, δεν λέγονται πώς. Λοιπόν, παιδιά, πάμε. Ορμάτε.
Σε τι αυτό.
Α, δεν είστε του ασκορβουλάκου,
Ναι, καλά.
Καθόλου.
Σοβαρά.
Ούτε που το σκέφτομαι.
Θεία, τρομερό είναι αυτό.
Είναι τέλειο. Και εδώ έχουμε καθότυρο, σκάρα. Ναι.
Μπράβο.
Η υγεία μας. Κόψε μου το μισό λουκάνικο, παιδί.
Αυτό πως είναι θεία.
Κόψε μου το μισό λουκάνικο.
Αν φάμε πάνω ένα κομμάτι, φάμε εμείς τέτοιο.
Ναι, είναι τρία κομμάτια.
Τρία κομμάτια
σίγουρα.
Ναι, ναι, τσιμπατό.
Το δικό σου, ναι.
Ναι.
Ωραία, δώσου το. Δεν θέλει να έρθει. Κυρίες και κύριοι, αν έρθετε στην Κρήτη και δεν φάτε ξηράτο, κακό ήταν.
Έχεις έρθει τώρα πόσες μέρες?
5 είμαι, 6.
Έχεις έρθει 5 μέρες και έχει φάει, παίζει να έχει φάει 8 λουκάνικα ξεδάτα.
Ναι. Και θα πάρω και μαζί μου. Γιατί δεν έχουμε απάνω. Και κάθε φορά που κάποιος έρχεται στην Κρήτη, φέρνει και κανένα τσουβάλι ψιδάτα.
Να πω κάτι. Την ημέρα της πρωτοχρονιάς,
Θα δοκιμάσω τον τάκο.
θα το δεις και σπίτι. Συνήθως, από τις 11 η ώρα το πρωί, η γερνοβολάει στο τραπέζι. Απάκι σίγλινο και ξεδάτο λουκάνικο.
Ναι.
Για στην άλλη. Είναι της ημέρας.
Ζήτω η πρωτοχρονιά. Κυρίες και κύριοι, εάν με ακούτε αυτή τη στιγμή, θα κλείσω τα μάτια και θα ονειρεύομαι. Παραμβάνοντας το ξυλάκι του λουκάνικο.
Another pause here to speak to you about two traditional Cretan dishes that you saw in the clip, in the previous clip. The first one over here is askordoulaki, one of the most traditional and authentic Cretan mezes. Askordoulaki are basically the bulbs of a type of hyacinth called tassel hyacinth or tassel grape hyacinth. We have already made a video how to make them, and I'll leave the link in the description below. However, I don't really encourage you to go out there in the wild and try to find bulbs to make them yourselves, purely because most hyacinths, their bulbs are poisonous. So I don't want you to go getting yourselves into trouble. But if you go to Crete, if you see askordoulaki in the menu, try it. I mean, my nephews are not really fans of it purely because, you know, that's the new generation, you know, that grew up in things like McDonald's and KFCs and stuff. But it's a very, very nice and very healthy meze. The other Cretan dish is xidato lucanico, vinegary sausage. Again, we've made a video review of it. Link below again. It's, if not it's definitely in the top 3 of my favorite sausages in the world. It's just amazing. I can eat it every day. Even when you slightly cook it, the scent, the smell that comes out of it, it just, you know, your mouth is watering. So the less I speak about it right now, the better. And finally, the other dish over here is anthotiro. Translation, flour cheese. Anthotiro is a Greek cheese, and a lot of areas in Greece produce their own. This particular one obviously was from Crete. And it comes in, it's mainly a goat, comes from goat's milk, but sometimes there is a blend of goat and sheep. And it can be hard, which is the case here, and they grill it. And in Avli Restaurant, they actually accompany it with some homemade jam, which perfectly blends with a slightly saltiness of the cheese, or in a soft form, okay? But as you can see, we're already enjoying our dishes very much so.
Κάτσε να πάρει με τα μισά, μου φαίνεται.
Να το φέρει, να το τραβήξει βίντεο ο θείος. Την μπουκιά του τραβά βίντεο.
Τόσο είναι.
Ναι. Έλα φίλε. Καλά εσύ.
Δεν είμαστε έτσι πιο λίγο το καμπάνι.
Ναι, παρακαλώ.
Ποιος είναι, λέει, ο Σπίλμπεργκ, ο Σταύρος.
Δεν μ' άξεις με φτέρι. Τι ώρα.
Ήταν το άλλο highlight.
Θα πάμε όλοι μαζί.
Χορταρικά ντόπια, με πιπίλα. Απόλαυσης. Ναι, πάρε από εκεί, να έχω όλο το πλάνο. Και κάτι στο πλάι να τη δω μπροστά την ζήθρα όπως είναι. Τέλεια. Κυρίες και κύριοι, όπως βλέπετε τρέμει το χέρι μου από τη συγκίνηση. Πάρω μια.
The small pastries you saw there are called mizithropitaki and hortopitaki, which translates to little pastry with mizithra cheese, which is one of the traditional cheeses in Crete, and hortopitaki, which is a small pastry filled with greens. Now, if you go to Greece and you see in the menu greens, greens can translate to any wild greens that people pick in fields, etc. You should try them. They are so healthy and delicious. So these two little pastries that I've tried, really nice, crispy on the outside, and the greens and the mizithra cheese in there, absolutely perfect. So another meze that you should try when you go to Crete, but definitely one of the mezes you could try at the Avli Restaurant. However, what is coming up right now is the dish that I thoroughly recommend you try if you ever go to Crete.
Στάκα με αυγό τηγανιτό. Κόλασης. Το πιο υγιεινό φαγητό λέει. Ειδικά για αυτούς που πάσχουν από χολυστερίνη. Αλλά αξίζει. Αν έρθετε στην Κρήτη τουλάχιστον μια φορά να το δοκιμάσει. Πιάσε ψωμί και όρμα.
Και πέσε πάνω.
Πιάσε ψωμί. Δεν έχεις φάει στάκα εσύ σοβαρά?
Ναι. Έλφι ψωμί. Μπλόκερ.
Αυτό.
Αυτά είναι τα τοπικά scrambled eggs.
Άμα δεν σ' αρέσει θα κόψουμε αυτή τη σκηνή.
Δυνατό.
Σ' αρέσει Γιώργο?
Έλα και εσύ. Όρμα.
Ναι, πολύ δυνατό. Εγώ κυνηγάω το αυγουλάκι εδώ πέρα στο μελωμένο.
Έτσι.
Δεν υπάρχει καλύτερο πράγμα από αυτό. Δεν θέλω τίποτα άλλο.
Κόλασης.
Just to quickly explain what you just saw there, obviously eggs with stakovutiro. Now, stakovutiro or staka, a very traditional ingredient in the island of Crete, is basically comes from salting and boiling slowly the fattiest part of fresh sheep's milk, adding a little bit of flour as well, and you let it boil for hours until that sort of fatty butter separates, and that fatty butter is staka. And I cannot really describe you how tasty it is, but obviously for those of you that go to Crete while on a diet, I would only recommend you have it on your cheat days, because it is quite fatty. I guess all tasty foods are bad for us, but it's just amazing. The one we just ate at Avli, you saw there, George, my nephew, never tried it before and he was converted. It was so delicious, really nice. The eggs, obviously, fresh eggs coming from a village, most probably. On grilled slices of bread, it was just heaven on a plate or on a slice of bread.
Τα γαρδουμάκια. Θα σας εξηγήσω λέει τι είναι. Αυτό βλέπετε το εξωτερικό. Είναι αντεράκι. Και μέσα έχουμε διάφορα σηκωταριές, σπλήνες. Απλά μπορείς να μου το κόψεις με το μαχαίρι για να το τραβάω βίντεο.
Δεν μου λέγει ακριβώς.
Να μην αγγίξει λέει γαρδούμα το δικό μου. Thank you. Ο μεζές είναι αυτός. Καλή μας όρεξη.
Φεύγει την κρεατάδα.
Άμαν.
Πείτε μου τι θέλετε να φάρω.
Θα παίξουμε
Αυτό
μπάλα.
μπορεί να φύγει.
Αυτό θα το παίξουμε μπάλα.
Ναι.
Εδώ, στην άκρη.
Το αφήνω και αυτό.
Ας και αυτό.
Βάστε και αυτό, Γιώργο, εσύ.
Ευχαριστώ.
Τράβα τα προς τα εδώ.
Ναι.
Αυτό προς τα εδώ. Έτσι, μπράβο. Και αυτό είναι κάτι λίγο για τη μυρωδιά.
Τι έχεις φτιάξει τώρα.
Μέχρι να παραγγείλουμε τα επόμενα.
Αυτό είπατε είναι μόνο για 2 άτομα.
2 Έλληνες.
Καλά είναι, νομίζω, κάνει μια
Παιδιά,
εξαίρεση.
τα γαρδουμπάκια είναι, τι να πω.
Να κόψουμε την επόμενη, να το πάρεις βίντεο.
Εδώ δες, εδώ δείξε, εδώ, δες που σκόβεται. Λιώνει. Αχα. Τι ποίημα είναι αυτό.
Θέλω να δω έκφραση.
Είναι κορυφή. Απλά το...
Για όσους δεν ξέρουν τι είναι ο οργασμός, με ζεδοπολία η αυλή, θα δείξουμε μετά που είναι η οδός και ελάτε να καταλάβετε.
Ακριβώς. Εγκρίνω και επαυξάνω που λέει.
As you saw, the dishes kept on coming. The meat, it was chicken and I think it was beef as well, and pork. It was just grilled to perfection. It was just so tender. You didn't really need a knife to cut it. It was absolutely perfect and juicy inside. Excellent. And as you saw at the end, we had the kerasma, the traditional kerasma, which means treat. And normally, if you go to a restaurant in Greece, I don't know about the touristy ones, but definitely the ones where the locals go. After you had your meal, they will bring you a little treat and something, the little local fire water to have a shot or two, or even more. Obviously, they're not going to bring you as many treats as you saw there in the video. That came because my family, as I said, knows the people who own the restaurant, and they gave us a few of their treats to sample. All delicious, and we just couldn't move to get up off the table once ahead. So, as I said at the start of the video, a great restaurant. It's number 1 on TripAdvisor still, but don't expect to go to a Michelin style restaurant. It's something that is very honest, down to earth people, family run, extremely friendly, homemade dishes with a major focus on the traditional Cretan cuisine. Great wines, especially from Crete. And if you struggle with choosing a wine, they would be happy to recommend you, which is pretty much what we did there. So all in all, a great experience. I can't wait to get back to Crete soon to visit my family and visit Avli. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have already booked your tickets to Crete, or if you plan to, and you're struggling where to go to eat some local cuisine, as I said, I cannot recommend it enough. Thank you very much for watching. See you in another video.